Guys, hello and welcome to the video. I am the one that they call Jay flat out. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most overlooked videos when modifying any kind of car or truck, which is the interior. A lot of people go crazy overboard on the exterior. You know, I could be accused of doing that with my insanely priced suspension that I absolutely love. But the interior is something that a lot of people overlook or just leave completely stock. So today, I'm going to show you what I've done to my interior and talk about a couple of things that might be coming in the future.
So it's been a little while since I've done an unboxing, and this product actually has kind of a funny story to it. So what they are is some floor mats. Okay, these are from 3D. They're a floor mat company similar to Weathertech, you know, stuff like that. And through a series of funny events, I got linked up with this company, and they asked me, obviously, would you like to try out our floor mats? And generally, I'm going to be honest, not a video I would make because it's not very, or on the surface, floor mats are not very interesting. But the reason I made an exception for 3D is because this is a product that I actually like. You're gonna see a clip shortly of my current floor mats. As you know, I have dogs, and if you work in any kind of construction field, many of my truck building following does, or you go in a dirty environment, your factory floor mats can get pretty nasty. And while I like the kind of classy look, I don't like the look of a Weathertech floor mat that's very plasticky and very rugged, makes it look like a work truck. I still want to maintain my Laramie interior, and the reason I agreed to do this video is because these floor mats from 3D, if I can get them out of the bag, oh, this is the rear one, that's why. Let me pull out a front. So these floor mats from 3D, they are some kind of, you know, material. They are some kind of rubbery material. I'm not sure exactly what it is. And on the back, it's kind of a grippy material, but it is a nice material. It has the pegs here to go on the factory posts so they won't slide around, but it maintains what I would call a classy look. It's got a very nice kind of aluminum style logo down here on the bottom too. Again, it maintains a very nice look, but there's no pores. So all that dog hair and all that dirt, what happens is obviously in the pores of a carpet, it, you know, gets stuck underneath, and that's how it's hard to get out. So this eliminates the pores, but it still has a very nice look, I think, which is obviously, like I said, why I agreed to test this product out. I'm always down to be honest with you guys, and you know, if I show you, I did brush this out over the weekend, but even so, you know, not very nice. And I do carry a brush around and brush that out. So we'll start out with the driver floor mat and see how we fare. So as you can see here, the driver floor mat is in. I like that when you brush it off, there's a nice flat surface here also that you won't trip on when you get in and out. I would have liked to see this a little bit better. I would have liked to see an indentation made here, because you see it's kind of messing with that footing a little bit, and there's a gap. I would have liked to see that designed a little bit better there so that it went around that, similarly how it does over there. But other than that, I like the look of it. Like I said, we're going to give it a couple weeks test and see how it turns out.
While we take a break from that for a minute, one of the things which I don't know if you really call inside mod or an exterior mod is these rock lights that were given to me by CJC Off-Road. They are BD or Baja Designs rock lights. What they do is they go in your fender well. And the intention of them is when you're off-roading, they provide kind of an outward casting beam of light so that you can see kind of what rocks and what terrain you have beside your vehicle when you are off-roading. Now, as you guys tell me frequently in the comments, I'm a fuckboy parking lot crawler, so I have them purely for looks, but they are incredible quality. You can see it hidden very well there inside the wheel arch. All four of them are linked to one switch, and what I did is I put these two flush mount switches that you can hardly see below the dash, and this one, when you turn it on, it obviously turns on all four rock lights, which you will see a picture of now since it's light out. That one's not hooked to anything yet, but since we had that panel off and we were drilling for the other switch, I figured might as well put an extra one for anything I want to install in the future. And if you know me, you know I love clean, minimalistic stuff on the interior, so those two switches are completely black on black. They're flush mount, which means they're millimeters above the surface of the panel anyway, and they don't interfere, they're not an eyesore, so I'm really happy with those. They're just some eBay switches, and they work really well. Yes, that switch runs the rock lights. Once again, head over to CJC Off-Road for those. Link will be in the description as always. If you guys didn't know, I have a list of pretty much every mod in the description of every truck video, so you can always find links and stuff of that nature. The pedal commander is what you saw right above it. I have one of the largest viewed reviews for pedal commander, so I'll link that in the description below as well. Other than that, we're pretty much factory. I was blessed by Blend Mount to receive this not custom, but this mount that they make, windshield or rear view mirror mount, because the windshield suction cup kept falling off and breaking the cable. So I have the cable hardwired into my mirror power, and then Blend Mount provided the mount, and it's really nice anodized aluminum, I believe, or something like that. They're about $100, but I think it's worth it. Definitely makes it look like a factory unit, and you know, very good quality, and I haven't obviously had any issues with it, so thanks to Blend Mount for that. We'll finish up with the floor mats in a little bit, but just customizing either the center console with possibly a safe, because if you don't know, the Ram has one center console and then a big center console below it. I pretty much don't have anything in either of them, so maybe like a gun safe in the deep dish ones, but I'm not sure. If there's any other interior ideas that you guys want to see videos about, go ahead and leave them in a comment down below, and I'll definitely consider it. But like I said, I'm really happy with all of the interior stuff. I don't do crazy interior modifications because I don't want anything obtrusive. Like I said, I like everything to look very, if it's not factory, I want it to look factory. So that's why it is the way it is. But that's enough about the interior changes that I've made. Let's follow up with a final review on these quasi all-terrain / fancy floor mats from 3D. So just to show you guys, I still have the rear one in, of course, and as you can see, when you first open the door, it really matches the leather quite well. I wasn't sure at first, you know, it had to, you know, grow on me for a couple of days, or I had to give it a couple days use to decide if I, you know, really liked them or not, and I think I do. I really do. So this is the mat after about a week's worth of use. Now this is what I would typically do with the factory floor mat, is just take this soft bristle brush and brush it out. Now, of course, this is much easier than trying to do the same thing on the factory floor mat. One thing I do like is the fact that you can just brush right over and it kind of has a one fluid system. I don't really like that there's a lift here. You know, I had this pushed in. So if I remove that plastic trim piece, you can see now the mat sits flush, but obviously I don't want to remove that plastic trim piece. So 3D, you need to cut something out here so this fits better, because this gap isn't really acceptable because it won't secure properly onto the factory post. Instead of vacuuming to take care of the dirt, I'm just gonna get a crappy microfiber towel along with my Adams interior. And we're done. The nice thing about, obviously, that style of floor mat is you can just wipe it down instead of having to worry about vacuuming. So that's a good thing. But like I said, the fitment, especially on the driver's side, should be a little bit more flush, guys. So let's try and work that out. But other than that, I do like the mats. I do like the way they look and how they flow with the interior. One of the things with my WeatherTech mats is they did, once they were brown, they were kind of stained brown. So hopefully these ones don't do it, and it hasn't exhibited any evidence that that is going to happen yet. So I think they're a decent product. So I was able to make this mat sit flush by doing a custom little cut right there around that trim piece, and now it sits flush like it should. If you guys don't know me personally, I'm an extreme perfectionist, which is why I cut the mat. Obviously, it works just fine without it. I just want everything to be absolutely perfect. No negative thoughts on the company for that whatsoever. The mat works either way. I just want it to be perfectly flush. The way I cut it, you do sacrifice a very small amount of coverage, but since I know I'm not getting into this thing with mud or anything like that, it's not that big of a deal. And with all good products, nothing can be perfect, and some constructive criticism for a product is well received for the most part. Like I said, I'm very happy with the look of the mats. Combining the kind of rugged technology with a nicer looking mat is something that I'm very happy to be using, so don't let that dissuade you from purchasing these 3D mats. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see more. If you have any questions, feedback, anything like that, please leave it in the comments below. And if you want to engage further, my Instagram is @JFlatOut. We'll see you next video.
Ryan Little.
Yoga.